Hey, what's up? Todd Mackey here. Wanted to touch base with you about something that I find very important to notice in today's economy. And that is that our stock markets are ever increasing, hitting highs almost on a daily basis. We got home prices that are continuing to skyrocket here on the mainland, United States of America, and we got multiple bubbles, it just seems like, appearing everywhere. The problem is that the wages of the average man have not gone up to keep, they have not risen in conjunction with the massive bubbles that are taking place in other areas of the economy. And I can accredit that to the banks continuing to print money basically out of thin air with rates that are near zero interest rates. In other words, you could lend money out to people at near 0% interest, so therefore they're going to take as much as they can, knowing that they aren't going to have to pay that much back, which means that if the banks aren't getting the money back, that money is left out there in the economy for people to put in other places. And I see them putting it in places such as the stock market, which is primary, I believe, as the number one location for where they're placing it. And then you have secondary markets as well, such as Bitcoin, the housing markets, and others. It's an interesting phenomena that's taking place that I've never seen in my entire life. I mean, I've seen the housing bubble blow up right before my eyes in 2006 in Florida when it started peaking out, and then suddenly in 2007, 2008, I believe it took the biggest tumble it's ever taken across any time in history. And now we're seeing the same issues popping up again with bubbles. It's a danger. It's a serious issue that everybody has to be aware of. But what really got my attention is when other countries started pumping their money into our stock market. That's right. Other nations are actually saying, you know what, we're going to prop up the United States a little bit more. So, therefore, if they continue to pump all kinds of money into our economy and our businesses and making sure that we're surviving, that means that if we, as the world leader in the economic sphere of things, finance, continues to hedge everybody's risk, that means that if we end up going down, the rest of the world might end up going down as well. And that's what, it doesn't scare me because I know it's going to happen, but it's what's going to happen immediately after, that I'm a little concerned about. And it's the fear that takes place. It's the fear that resides in people's eyes. Where are they going to see themselves sitting in the issues that rise up? Whatever happens, but we have to figure out how to deal with it. I wanted to place my concern out there on the internet so that you could see that this issue that we're dealing with is more than just rational exuberance. It's irrational. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to most economists, I believe. I mean, those that are not Keynesian economists, but rather those from the Austrian School of Economics. I'd say if you're going to be interested in hedging your bets, probably the best way to do that is through silver and gold. And then if you're going to look at another avenue, you would probably want to look at the most awesome technological breakthrough of our era, and that is Bitcoin. Not just Bitcoin as a store of wealth, but the transactional value of its cryptocurrency, significant others such as Litecoin. I'm not going to say much about anything else because I'm still an amateur. I've only been studying this nonstop every day for the last 6 months after I learned about it. You can ask my wife. She's actually annoyed. The point is that we have a great revolution happening right before our eyes, and if you aren't taking a part of it, you may be left in the dust because there's only a certain number of supply, which is the Austrian equivalent of Shangri. It's amazing how they managed to put a mathematical formula on the internet to ensure that when you pay somebody a certain currency, that's all that they're getting paid. That amount is actually not going to go up in value. I mean, it's not going to go up in inflation. It's going to go up in value because of its deflationary construct. I like the fact that there's only 21 million Bitcoin in existence that will be in existence after the cycles are complete, and that other cryptocurrency, significant others that are popping up, continue to basically have other values of exchange, such as Litecoin, which is lightning fast transaction. If you give somebody a Litecoin all the way in China, they're going to receive it in like 2 seconds. It'll be in their wallet. They'll have the value of whatever you sent them, which is, the thing I'm concerned about is Litecoin being valued in a particular fiat currency. If we could have Litecoin backed by, or something similar backed by a silver or gold value, then that would be pretty incredible. I don't know how that's going to happen, but America and the rest of the world continues to come up with new technologies that amaze me every single day. So maybe the mathematical formulas are enough, but it's where we place their value. I guess it's the transactional nature of goods and services that can be accomplished by the medium of exchange, therefore. However, with all this said, it's not to lose sight on what's been the number one currency of all time, and that is silver and gold. I would like to say that I'm not an advisor, simply because the IRS could say, or the federal government could come after me as being somebody advocating for you to buy something, and that's not right. I'm not here to tell you. I'm just giving my thoughts, all right? Because I'm concerned, and I'm thinking that other people might be concerned. If they want to have other areas to research for themselves, then that's up for them to decide, such as yourself. So I would say go for it. Look at these other areas that you can invest, and then I think it would be a good idea for you to look. God bless you. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day. I'm actually stuck in the middle of an intersection now, so hopefully the light doesn't turn red. And it's still green. Later on.